One's a musician, one's a podcaster. They get together behind the board to talk music. Here is Aspen Lee and Wes Everett. Hi. I'm leaving that in. That's it. All right, so we're back with another episode of, I don't know if this is the pit or something else, but it's Wes and Aspen talking music.
And traveling.
And
just whatever comes out of our mouth.
Yeah, pretty much. This is an experimental show. And either you'll like it or you won't.
This is what you listen to when you're cleaning your room.
Yeah.
Or like doing something like that.
That's the right answer. I heard they're correct.
Ding, ding, ding.
So we are talking about doing a new segment, either here or the pit or a combination of. And it's going to be called Artist to Artist. Where we've got our own little artist, Miss Aspen Lee. Miss Aspen Lee.
Miss Aspen.
Yeah.
Miss Aspen.
That basically we're going to bring other artists in, and they're going to interview each other as a, collaboration kind of thing.
Cool. Fun.
Would it be fun?
Well, I mean, it could be.
It could be.
Unless the person is mean, and then I'm just going to be like, okay, you suck.
I don't want to collaborate with you.
Didn't like you in the first place.
There you go. But yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool because, like I've always said, I'm behind the board here. I'm not musically talented at all. At all. Not even close. Not even close. But I do enjoy music, and I enjoy learning about other people. So this would be a cool way to bring in a second artist.
Yeah. And
even quick fire questions like, what's your favorite venue? What's your favorite song? What's your biggest song?
What's the inspiration?
And then back and forth.
Yeah.
Or I could just shut up and run the mics.
You just exist and be like.
And y'all could just talk about your music with each other.
Fun.
Well, I had this idea. I was doing a band interview last month, early this month, sometime recently. And we talked about what if we got on maybe 3 different bands, 3 drummers, and they all kind of talked about their style.
Yeah.
And then what if we brought on 3 bassists?
Different, yeah.
Yeah.
How they play, what their sound is, like genre.
Yeah, because it's the same instrument, but you can make it talk different ways.
Completely different, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I thought that'd be kind of a fun idea. How do you feel about it?
That would be interesting to see, like, especially like different genres, like say like a rock artist, and then like R&B or something like that, and then like country or like metal, even like completely different areas.
Yeah. So basically, Crossroads meets, I don't know. Something. Yeah.
Something.
Basically Crossroads, but no music. Just talking.
About the music.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Behind the music.
Behind the board.
Behind the board. Behind the board would be a cool name for a podcast. That might be this episode of this podcast. We're behind the board.
Yeah. Haha, guys.
In the middle of the episode, we're like, oh yeah, by the way, the name of this is...
This, because we just came up with it 30 seconds ago.
Literally. You were here when it happened.
You witnessed it.
So yeah. So that sounds like... I think we're going to do it.
That would sound fun. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant to say.
Exactly. Behind the board. Now, what about you starting your podcast? What's the plans on that?
Whenever I'm not broke.
Don't it cost money to run a podcast?
I have to buy equipment.
You have a whole studio here.
Yeah, but you're 30 minutes away.
But I'll provide Blizzard Oreos.
30 minutes away. I don't know. Like, I thought about doing a podcast about like, and like having like different segments. So like a segment of like paranormal, and then music, what's going on in like my music career, like song, like not even gigs, like my songs, like that I write, and then different stuff like artists that I'm interested in, different like information about them and like stuff that I find cool, and like especially like I could talk about like Taylor Swift and her music and like like meanings behind every single song that people don't realize what it's actually about, and then like how she sang this certain song at the Eras tour, or as to why we think that she sang her surprise songs at the Eras tour, or how she changed the note in like a certain song, and as to what that means behind it. Like I could talk about that for hours. So I might just have a Taylor Swift podcast. You know, that would be like half of the population of the whole entire world listening to that, to be honest.
Is that kind of stalkery, though? Or is that just like major
No.
fandom?
No,
Major
that's
fandom.
just like her. Like, she's said it before. Like, she has albums and things that she puts out years before hinting towards an album.
Mm-hmm.
That's what like we call them Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Like, she has she's been hinting towards stuff for years and years and years, and you don't even realize it until like it hits. Like in so she's doing her first, I think, 5 or 6 albums all over again, because Scooter Braun won't let her have
Her masters.
Yeah. And so
And I want to touch on that here in a minute, too.
she's re-recording all of them and redoing them, and she's adding songs that she's never put out that are like in the vault because they just either didn't make it in the first cut and stuff like that. That's like All Too Well 10-minute version.
Oh, wow.
It's so good, and it's the best version. But like she's redoing them, and in the Eras tour, she only sings one Speak Now song, which is Enchanted, and when right before she goes on during the Reputation era, it's like the visuals are like snakes and stuff, because that's like what Reputation kind of is about, and then like her walking and stuff, and like you can hear like the snake like hissing and stuff, and then like in the background you can hear it say like keeps one, and like it was very ever so slightly that you could realize that it's saying something, but like no one put it together until now, and it actually says Speak Now backwards. And then you have like a bracelet. I literally have a Speak Now bracelet on.
Oh, wow.
You have like a light up bracelet, and different songs have different lights and different visuals in the crowd and stuff. Like during certain songs, there's like snakes and stuff and Reputation. And at the end of the tour, after everything's done, it like it was flashing purple, which is the Speak Now color, because she has different colors for every album.
Yeah.
She's like a master at this. Like, she is so smart as to like how she puts everything together.
That's cool.
It's so crazy.
I've always been, you know, I always liked Taylor, even back when she first came out, before she went to pop. And I was like, oh, she's going to be huge. I mean, after the first song, Tim McGraw it was great.
She's a genius.
She is. But, you know, coming back to the owning her masters, I know they made like such a big deal about her not owning them, but there's so many artists out there that don't own their own music.
Yeah,
they don't own their own catalog.
Yeah.
Which I get why hers was a big deal, because it was that douchebag that allegedly
she like went to a different studio and different stuff like that, and like he wouldn't sell her songs to her. And so, like, she's not making any money off of her own songs that she wrote. So she's deciding to, like, redo everything.
Yeah.
That was in his studio. And, like, under his name.
Yeah, so now he sits on... Now, it could go one of two ways. Either now he's got rare copies of, you know...
Certain things.
These are never going to be out there again. Or he's got nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, well, okay. It's kind of like winning a judgment against somebody in court.
Yeah.
You get a nice little piece of paper you can frame, put on the wall that says they owe you money. You'll never get the money, but you got a nice little piece of paper.
Yeah, you got
A little signed document.
Yeah, so it's cool. It's fun.
That's kind
I'm
of
excited.
cool.
And now her Speak Now album, she just announced it in Nashville. Her Speak Now album is coming out July 7th. And there's 6 new songs on it.
Nice.
I'm so excited.
So if we turn this into just a Taylor Swift podcast, I can just keep you talking while I do research.
I can just keep word vomiting.
Got this.
For hours.
Because Bruce Springsteen, Tina Turner, Stevie Nicks, and Neil Young, just to name a few, do not own their own.
Yeah.
I want to say, didn't Michael Jackson, didn't he not own his? Or I know he owned Elvis's at one point.
I have no idea.
That one really got complicated because of everything. But there's a lot of them out there that don't own their own, which is, kind of cool.
But, I bet they're still, at the same, studio, so they're still making that money, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where the difference is.
That's the difference. And, since she was changing where she was recording and, who she was under, Scooter just decided for absolutely no reason. Because...
I know, there was a reason.
To make that money, and then it bit him in the butt. Mm-hmm. She was like, okay, you want to do this? Let's do this. And now, look at her. She's... They said that she's gonna be a billionaire this year because of, her tour and her new albums coming out and, her old albums resurfacing and, re-coming out and everything like that.
She wasn't already? I was thinking she was close,
not yet.
Least.
She's been really close, and, That's a lot of people are saying she's gonna be a billionaire this year because of that.
Dude, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I'm actually looking through a list of people who actually don't own their own, and it's a ton of females, which is kind of odd. But JoJo, Iggy, Lil Kim, the Beatles, Kesha, which we all know the issue with Kesha.
Yeah.
And Prince. And see, Prince bothers me. Prince really bothers me that they're about to release a posthumous album of stuff they found in his vault. Yeah. And if you know Prince, Prince was very particular about what he released. And if those songs are in the vault, they're in the vault for a reason.
That's because,
they either weren't finished.
The song wasn't finished. The song was supposed to be changed a little bit. There's a different, sound to it. Or, the production of the song wasn't as good as, you wanted it to be. It's, the sound that you wanted, but it needs tweaking.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So it bothers me that they're going to go into his vault and release an album, which, on one hand, it's really cool to get new stuff. Yeah. Kind of like they did with Chester, with Lincoln. Mm-hmm. Because they released a lot of...
That's what they did with Mac Miller as well, I believe.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think there's somebody else that's supposed to come out this year, but I don't remember who. I remember hearing that he's getting a posthumous album. I don't remember who it was. I can't think of who's died either, so that doesn't help.
It's not helpful. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Mind blown.
I'm so excited.
That's the one thing I hope never happens. Hope I never come out to the Mosh Pit vault and dig up any of my episodes I didn't release.
Give me it. No, it's so bad.
Yeah. Oh no. I already have procedures in place for when I posthumously am gone. Yeah. That all my hard drives are getting wiped, all my flash drives, anything technology, you're not gonna
get it, guys.
Yeah. No. As soon as I have basically. In my body, I have a clock that sends a message to 3 people that when my heart stops, they are showing up, wiping hard drives, wiping flash drives.
Done for.
My PS4 might even get wiped. Me. Yeah. You're not even going to get my video games.
You're not even going to be able to know what I played.
Everything.
It's gone. What else were we supposed to talk about?
That was it. So that was the end of this episode. No. You've written 12 songs since April 27th.
Yes.
Now, let me put that into context. As of right now, it's the 21st of May when we're recording this, so it's been less than a month. That's 12 songs. Yeah. I don't do math well, but that's a lot of songs in less than 30 days.
I don't do math very well, so we're not going to try and count those days because I literally Googled how long is it until June 1st? So, when I go to New Jersey, because I was not about to count it on my fingers. It's 11, by the way.
You don't have enough. If you wait 2 more days, you have just enough fingers.
Yeah. But, I wrote a few songs, which is, it's actually kind of, all of these songs were kind of inspired by Taylor Swift, of course, or like a certain sound that I heard or like felt, and a lot, like 3, 4, 5, half of the songs, about 6 of them are either about like past relationships. There's like 2 or 3 of those that are like about like a past relationship that sucked, and so like I just like aired it out, and it's not even the like I'm on bad terms with this person. Like I still talk to this person every day, but like I still felt like that, so I'm gonna write about it. So then I don't like feel that way anymore. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And so I wrote 3 songs about that. One's actually like an 8-minute song. Oh, wow. And it's I literally, like, the voice recording just says, this is me just ranting. And then the other 3 are about, like, a friendship that just was absolutely horrible. And, like, I tried to convince, like, I thought that it was good in the beginning. And then, like, in the end, I realized that, like, how backhanded that person was. And, like, how they, like, brainwashed me into thinking like certain things were okay, like in their life, not like mine, not in my life, but like in their life, that like certain things that they were doing was like okay, even though it wasn't. And like I met a friend through this person, and like we're still so close, and we talk all the time, and like she's written songs and we like share stuff, and then we like jump off of each other's sound that we like wrote the song about, and like we're like, oh my gosh, like this inspired me to like do this sound, and like sent like voice recordings to each other. Nice. And the other 6 songs or so are about like so Taylor Swift's Folklore album is has nothing to do with her. It was during the pandemic, and she started using, like, her imagination to, like, make a cute little, like, love story that went haywire, and this person, like, left her for, like, another girl, and, like, all kinds of stuff. So she made this, like, whole album just around this little, like, story that she made up in her mind. Yeah. And so I started, like, writing kind of like that, and like taking inspiration from like relationships that I've had, and like how I felt in them, and like stuff like that. So that's like what the other 6 songs are about.
Nice.
It's very fun.
That sounds awesome.
It's very, very interesting.
You know, when I'm at work, I usually throw on YouTube and just kind of listen to music, let videos play while I'm filling out paperwork and stuff. Her Bad Blood video came on, and I was like, I just ended up just sitting there watching it, and I was like, geez, I did not realize how many freaking people are in that video.
Yeah, and it's like big names too, like huge people.
And what was that, 10 years ago?
Yeah, because I think it's on her 1989 album.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's almost 10 years because it came out in 2014.
Yeah.
And I've been obsessed with that album all week too.
That's a good album. I mean,
I love that album, and like people hate that album for no reason, like that one and Lover. Like people like.
Was that not the one where she jumped to pop?
I think it might have been. I think because it was right after Speak Now, I believe.
Because I know she got I don't want to say she got a lot of hate, but she got a lot of hate.
No, it was a Red and Speak Now. Like Red and Speak Now were like her transitioning, getting more into the poppy, not as country sound, and then 1989 was more of like very pop, which was very big in 2014, 2013, and like the songs on that album like sound very 2000, like early 2010s, and I eat it up.
See, the pop scene in 2013, 2014
was iconic, in my opinion.
I mean, you had Misery Business by Paramore. You had Daft Punk just breaking on the scene with, like, everybody.
And, like, there were so many artists that just had, like, one song out that, like, really, like, got them out and stuff like that. And they were all over the radio. And it wasn't, like, the same song with a different sound to it or, like, a remix of it on the radio every other, like, song.
When Lean On came out, like, DJ Snake and Major Lazer with Mo. Oh, my God. That one, you couldn't get away from it, but it was so freaking catchy. It's actually still on my phone. That was still on my phone.
Like, 2000. It was like 2013 to 2016-ish. They had really good pop music, and then that's when it started getting into like repetitive.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars And I love Bruno Mars, but like the songs that always get like the attention are the ones that I absolutely loathe.
Mm-hmm.
Like Talking to the Moon, I could eat that song up every single day, listen to it 24/7, and of course nobody knows that song.
Yeah.
No one will listen to that one because it's sad. Like, yeah, because I don't want to listen to Uptown Funk 400 times on the radio.
But that had a good beat.
Yeah, but
then it got, I change the
I
station
can't
when
do
that one
it.
comes on now. 'Cause I'm just like, nope.
or like that Justin Timberlake song from the Trolls movie.
See, I'm not a Timberlake fan.
I loved like Mirrors by Justin Timberlake or like NSYNC.
I still can't get away from his
loved-
Backstreet Boy NSYNC era.
Like I loved that sound, especially Mirrors. I used to make my mom listen to it a lot, and she hated it. But then like that song, I can't do it. I can't. I literally.
So, are you an Imagine Dragons fan?
Not really, but like I know some of their music. Like they've been all over my TikTok because everybody thinks that the lead singer's hot.
I have no clue what they even look like. But I am not a fan. I am not a fan of Imagine Dragons.
But like their new stuff, I can't get behind.
I don't like their old stuff.
Some of their
Radioactive pissed me off because
I can't do Radioactive. Like the more like unknown.
yeah.
It's always the unknown songs that are 100 times better.
Duh. That's always the way it has
Yeah.
been. It's always been that way. You bought an album.
So sad.
You bought an album for the one song that came on the radio.
Yeah. And
That
then
was
you
the
realized-
safest song.
And then you realized, oh my god.
Yeah, the unreleased stuff. Fuck. Why ain't this released? Oh, because y'all wanted to go with the safe one. Y'all wanted to go with the song that you know is going to get everybody's attention.
That's like Ariana Grande. She has one song. It's called. It's two different songs put together, and it's called "New Better," and it's like it's only on SoundCloud, and it's
Really?
New Better Part 2, and it's like so much better than the two songs together. And I wish she would have dropped it that way, like dropped the two songs separately, and I could have had like the part 2 because it's so good, and it's so good, and I just like eat it up, and then of course it's not on anything except SoundCloud.
Can't you download it off SoundCloud?
I mean, yeah, but then I don't want to go all the way from Spotify to SoundCloud just to listen to one song, and then have to go all the way back to Spotify while I'm driving.
That's lame. See, I don't use any of the apps. I
do.
I don't like other people picking my playlist for me. And I suck at making playlists.
What do you mean?
If
I
I
love making playlists.
No. I ain't got time for all that.
I have lists and albums of any and everything on my Pinterest, on my TikTok, on my Instagram, on Spotify, on Apple Music, even though I don't use Apple Music. Like everything. My photos. Everything has folders.
Look at you, a little misorganized.
My notes, everything.
Little misorganized over here.
Makes it so much easier.
Then
I don't have to search for something for the next 20 minutes.
I just throw mine on random. Because I've got full albums all over my phone from, like, everybody. Everybody.
And, like, most of the time when I'm, like, driving, I'll just, like, shuffle my liked songs on Spotify. Because then that's, like, all of the music that I like.
There you
Like,
go.
everything. And then I'll update it, like, once every 6-ish months. Or, like, if I realize that I'm not down with this song anymore, I'll just, like, take it off, off my liked songs.
Isn't that a weird feeling?
Yeah.
Is that not just, like, the weirdest feeling where
It's
you've
so
rocked
odd.
this song for so long and now it comes on, you're just like,
Okay, I'm done with it. And like, but then I have like albums. I have one. It's for me and my friend Morgan. We're obsessed with Halloween. We love fall time. It's just the greatest thing to us. So I have this one album, and it's like full of like, especially like 2019 TikTok songs that they used for like Halloween sounds. And it's like just full of like Halloween feeling, fall vibes. And I listen to that quite a bit because I may or may not have bought a lot of stuff for Halloween and put it up in my room this week. Even though it's May.
you've got the whole Nightmare Before Christmas album on your phone, don't you?
I have that on vinyl. And it's really cool because it's like the actual record is like The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's
Is
really
it
cool.
Like the colored?
Yeah,
yeah.
like all the characters and
That's
stuff.
cool.
I love it. I got it from Cracker Barrel.
Look at you. Look at you.
But yeah, I'm obsessed. It's bad.
It's bad.
It's not bad.
You know, they you can get therapy for that now.
No, I'd rather not. It's so nice.
No, I'll just
It's
enjoy
a big
Halloween all year.
serotonin boost.
I'll just enjoy my Halloween all year.
Like, I have purple lights and then, like, orange little, like, fairy lights as well. But then, like, I'll take those down after probably right around Thanksgiving and put my Christmas lights all around my room. And then I'll probably take those down, like, probably in February because I really like my Christmas lights. But, and then, like, on my windows, I have one window has, like a spider web thing that lights up, and then the other one has, like, eyeballs, that, like, light up.
Yeah.
And then the other one has, like, it's like a moon with a bat flying by it. It's really cool. I love Halloween.
So you've got to come back and play our board game, Salem.
Yes.
Because it's all witch hunt. That's all it is.
I want to go back to Salem for Halloween so bad. I'm going to try and talk to my friends that live in New Jersey, because they live like 4.5 hours away, and then my friend Karina lives about an hour and a half to 2 hours away because she lives in New Hampshire. And then
And y'all can just scoot down there.
yeah, some of my friends live in Boston and stuff, and I'm like, y'all, hear me out.
Dude, that whole spot up there.
It's so funny. So Madison and Sarah came down. I'm shedding everywhere. They came down for Shaky Knees Music Festival, but they drove down instead of flew because they had like so much stuff that like they just didn't want to pay like that much for luggage, and so they drove down. I remember Madison texting me because I was going to stay with them at Madison's family's house that they like have on a lake, and it's in Stockbridge, so it's not too far away from where we were going for Shaky Knees. Mm-hmm. And so I was waiting for them to be like, hey, we're here, so I could leave, because I was like an hour away.
Yeah.
So she texted me, and she was like, we're in South Carolina, like, we're really close. And I was like, you don't realize how far away you are, do you? Yeah. And then she was like, why is South Carolina so freaking long? Why do I still have 2 hours away? And I'm like, yeah, the more south you get, or like west you go from like your little area, the bigger it is. Mm-hmm. Like, I was so shocked because like in the matter of like 2 hours, I went through like 6 states up there, and I was like, that's like all of Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what? Yeah. What? It was crazy.
Yeah. It still kills me that from the house, when we go to Cherokee, North Carolina, it's 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's 3 hours.
3 hours.
If I go to Easley, South Carolina, it's 6 freaking hours.
Yeah.
It's so far away.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
And then, like, you can get to, like, Gatlinburg in, like, 3 hours. Mm-hmm. And then, like, right over one mountain is Cherokee. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool. But then, like, I know that, like, them up there are thinking, no. Mm-hmm. No. Because, like, I say that, like, oh, yeah, I have a gig that's, like, 3 hours away. And they're like, 3 hours? And I'm like, yes.
It's not that far.
Like, what?
It's weird when you consider that here in Georgia. It's like, it's 3 hours away.
Yeah.
God, that's so far.
And almost all of my friends, like, live in, like, either, like, New England area or, like, Pennsylvania,
so where the states are, like,
Maryland.
this big.
Yeah. They're, like, 2 inches long.
Yeah. I can get to the other side of the state in 30 minutes.
Yeah, and my friend, Kendall, she lives 12 hours from us. She lives in Maryland. Mm-hmm. And we drove up to her and then went to Salem the next day. But she was like, I don't know how you did that. Like, my mom, if it's an hour away, she makes it a whole day trip. And I'm like, Morgan lives an hour away from me, and I drive to her 24/7. Like, as soon as I get off work tonight, that's where I'm going.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. That's odd. That's so weird to me.
Yeah, it really is. Because where I'm at work, because I work in Austell.
Yeah.
So, Austell's already not a short drive.
Yeah.
But anytime they're like, man, can you go to or can you run up to Tennessee? Because we've got a branch like right over the Chattanooga line.
Oh, yeah. Which is like 2 hours.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, send me over there.
Yeah.
Send me to Alabama.
Yeah.
Because I can get to either one of those. I can get to either one of those quicker than I get to the shop.
That's how I explain, like, most people when they're like, where do you live? Like, I'm like, oh, I live in the middle of nowhere. But, like, I can get to Birmingham in an hour. I can get to Atlanta in an hour. I can get to Nashville in 3.5. I can get to Knoxville in 3. I can get to Chattanooga in 2. I can go to, like, Florida in about 4 or 5 hours. Like, I can get to Mississippi in about 3.5 to 4 hours. Like, I can get to quite a few places like Louisville and Lexington. They're about 6.
Yeah.
Like, North Carolina, South Carolina, like, everything's so close but far, but, like, it's close to us, but that's, like, a whole month's worth of traveling to them, you know? And I think that's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
those other places, just...
I'm going to run up to Nashville. What? 3.5 to 4 hours away? What? Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, that's me.
Like, that's a weekend trip. Come on now.
Yeah. That's like if I get sent out for work and I got to go to, I don't know, anywhere.
Yeah.
It's an hour, I'm only going to be on an hour. I don't even have to pack up my laptop. I just got to go.
Yeah.
I'll be back. But then, if I have to go out to like Lincolnton or Martinez, I'm stuck on 20 for 2 hours.
Yeah, the middle of nowhere. That really is the middle of nowhere.
It is. It is.
It's very terrible. Weird.
It's terrible, but at the same time, it's rewarding.
Yeah, like I'm so sorry for anybody that lives on the east side of Atlanta, but I think the west side of like Georgia is like the better part.
It is.
Because it's prettier. And it's not flat.
It's not flat. And the best part about being on this side, we have an alternate route of 75. We don't have to go 75. 27 will take us north and south.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
Literally everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's even, that like traveling to Nashville, depending on what the traffic is like, because you never know, like in the middle of the day, it's not that bad. But
once
like,
you get above here, it's great.
Closer in the mornings, it's a little bit more packed on 75 going towards Chattanooga. And then like during the evening it is. But like if you're going middle of the day, it's not that packed because everybody's at work.
Yep.
So like it depends on what time I go. I'll either go 75 or I'll go through Fort Payne, Alabama, and then go up that way. Which is like you cut through Alabama and go through Georgia 40 million different times. It's like Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, and it's like backwards like the whole time. And it's so nice, and you still get on like the same interstate afterwards.
You use that bypass like going up the backside of Rome, right? The one that they built that they never finished,
it looks like an abandoned road, other than like the 4 cars that you'll pass on it.
Exactly. Anytime I have to go to my boss's cabin up that way, I'm like, I gotta go up here. Oh well, good. Stop at the Hardee's, grab breakfast, and then keep rolling.
Yeah, and
so great.
It's so nice because there's no one.
No one.
Even when you get like, you go straight through like Fort Payne and everything, and there's no one. There's absolutely no one on that interstate. No one.
Have you been to the Alabama Museum?
I haven't.
We went in there when we were on vacation. Was that our March vacation? May vacation? One of our vacations.
One of those.
Yeah. And we were the only ones in there.
Really?
We were the only ones in there. But it was, I mean, it's not huge, but there's so much stuff. It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's cheap to go. Next time you're out that way, just stop in.
I will, because I want to stop. There's multiple places that I want to stop, like, next time I go towards that way. Like, right above Nashville in, like, Kentucky, there's, like, caves.
Yeah.
And I want to go to those so bad. And then in between Georgia, Alabama, that area, and, like, Nashville, there's South Pittsburgh, but that's where I went to an investigation one time, and I want to take like a day tour of it because it's like a small hospital, but like I want to go look at it again during the day so I can actually see where I'm walking because it's pitch black dark when you're walking in the building at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, that makes a difference, doesn't it?
Just a little bit.
Well, I've enjoyed talking to you on this one.
It's been fun.
It's been a good episode. We'll see you guys soon.